Hi, I'm Leslie Sumner, and I'm going to present a language mini case study. The example that I chose is letter A, which describes 6-year-old Layla who wants to join in a game with 2-year-olds, and she's uncertain how to approach the others or how to initiate interaction, and she wanders around, eventually joining in the game without asking. The language deficit that she may have is a reading deficit, which could affect her language ability from mild to moderate language problems. She may be able to understand receptive language, however, expressive language might be difficult for her to adequately express all of the information such as her feelings or asking to play and join in the game. Instead, what's common in children with ASD is have an expressive language disorder where she might exclude important facts or may not know how to exactly say what she's thinking. Building this sort of self-advocacy is important to be developed in her early stages as a child with autism, and in order to support her independence, it's essential to understand the potential impact of these deficits and also the best strategies to support her needs. The potential impact of her language deficits may affect her socially because she might not know how to follow the social rules of conversation or cues such as joining in the game without asking. She's not following those social conventions. This might result in feelings of anxiousness or frustration when she's not able to fully express herself or if she's misunderstood. Academically, she might not know how to begin a task or continue it and might struggle with communicating her ideas, whether it's written or verbal. And her academics are going to closely relate to her linguistic ability, as she might have limited vocabulary or trouble reading aloud. So the first strategy is using conversation as a learning tool in her language development. By using conversation as an instructional support, the teacher should be able to provide many opportunities throughout the day for her to engage with her peers and with her teachers as well. Providing her with an ally such as a peer buddy or even a building mentor, which would be like another classroom teacher or support staff member that would check in with her at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, might help regulate more social development and language. And then implementing conversation in various subjects during class time is another support for her to develop language and to have more effective communication skills. Ideas of this would be having group activities that share or highlight her interests. Other ideas would be turn and talk, discussion groups, or think, pair, and share. Regarding the linguistic context, giving her an opportunity to read aloud and to also answer guiding questions that prompts her to have to expand or elaborate might challenge her to express herself using deeper thinking and language. Strategy number 2 is self-talk and parallel talk. With self-talk and parallel talk, words are linked to actions. So by using these, this builds a more trusting relationship as a teacher with Layla, which can support her emotional well-being. Because she's not fully able to express her ideas, wants, or concerns, this strategy supports her language development as her actions are actively being narrated. This strategy might also support her academically as her learning can be personalized, as it builds a connection between what she's doing in real time and it matches the language in her academic or social settings. Considering the linguistic context, the strategy of self-talk and parallel talk can be integrated to enhance her development. She doesn't have to actually respond verbally, she can respond non-verbally, but over time she might feel more comfortable to respond verbally. As an educator narrates what she's doing and like what the teacher is doing themselves and what the child is doing, this maintains a conversation flow and it kind of helps Layla engage in language that's more meaningful to her. Strategy number 3. is creating a structured environment where Layla can better understand how to move from one activity to another, whether it's social or academic. In addition, this supports her emotional state because she knows what to expect as she experiences a closely followed routine. This might reduce her anxiety, and she may be able to increase her learning as she's more likely to be cooperative throughout the day. In a linguistic context, the teacher can support her by helping her understand what steps she needs to take in order to complete a task with visual cues, like a first then picture board, which would have pictures, words, or objects. And this board could also help her social understanding as it creates a visual story of what she might need to communicate. This type of strategy overall can develop her independency. Final thoughts is while guiding Layla through these 3 strategies to meet the needs of her language deficit is incredibly important. Establishing a culture of inclusion and respect of diversity is just as essential in the classroom in order for Layla to be successful. By providing her the opportunity to showcase her skills and strengths, as well as having other students collaborate with her on a regular basis, might contribute to her overall success in her language development. And this will help her to grow socially, emotionally, academically, and linguistically. And then, of course, helping her and her peers also recognize their self-worth begins with promoting a growth mindset. So Layla and her classmates will make mistakes along the way of reaching their goals, but ultimately these mistakes are going to help the students grow and become better learners over time.